Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, from me and the mute one. He's actually not mute, and he will answer any questions later. But before we do that, we've got some just one or two cast and crew who happen to be present tonight. And in case I forget anyone, I've got their names written down here. And I know it's a bit kind of schlocky, but I think we should do this because my very old and dear friend Peter Maddock is here in the audience tonight. But where is he? Come on, is that him now? There he is, Peter Maddock. My co-producer, Claire Spencer, where are you, Claire? Stand up, there she is. And Nigel Goodrich, our music producer, who produced this extraordinary sound, is here as well. Where are you, Nigel? And last but by no means least, and borrowing from Fred McMurray, my two sons are here. Sit down before I fall down. And I think we're prepared. Shall we answer some questions? Yes. So we're very happy to answer any questions that anybody might have. But thank you so much for that reception. It means a great deal to me, and I know to Sean as well.
So maybe I'll lead off with a question before we pass it on to you guys. So was it time, Roger, to really go back to the emotional roots of The Wall for you, which was clearly the death of your father? I mean, it's such an emotional, moving, powerful connection that's made here. And I'm just wondering, was this time for you to go back to the death of your father?
Yeah, but I think I examined that nearly 40 years ago now. And I'd like to think that Sean and I have examined some other things in the making of this movie and the putting together of the show that preceded it. So I think it's much more now than just about my story, about the loss of my father, and much more hopefully about the potential that we all might have to prevent the loss of many fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters and children all over the world if we find a different way of organising our politics and our commerce in ways that don't require that we murder each other willy-nilly all over the world. So that's what this film is about, and I think that's finished.
And how hard is it for you to be as political an artist as you are? You've really gone out there and been attacked very strongly for some of the positions you've taken, but you've carried through with those feelings in a very strong way, spoken out very strongly. How hard is that for you? Does it just come naturally?
Yeah, it does. It's, you know, I'm a product of my mother and my father, who were both very strong and humane people. And so I have no choice really but to behave the way that I do. Having said that, I'm not really here tonight to defend myself. I have no interest really in fighting with anybody on this happy occasion. When I'm back here in Toronto, where we started this whole journey, Sean and I, 4 years ago. So that's all I have to say on that matter.
Sean, for you, it's an extraordinary visual.
Thank you.
It really is. And this must have been... Thank you. Just talk to you a little bit about that process, you working with Roger.
It's an honor. This is a record that I grew up with. I recall that I think my babysitter gave me the gatefold vinyl when I was in first grade or something. So I'd literally been listening to it since I was 6. So to work, and you know, the artwork, everything, Jerry's drawings, it stuck me in immediately. So to be able to be a part of, you know, bringing a new version of it to life, it's a thrill, it's an honor. You know, it's a dream. What can you say, right?
And any particular challenges? Like,
yeah, there's a long list. I mean, you know, it has a history with it and a personality that is historic and monumental. And to do something that lives up to that legend is difficult. And you know, I think one of the things about Roger and I working together is that we won't accept mediocre. If something isn't good enough, we'll either work on it until it is good enough, or we throw it away. And you know, it's difficult to be a harsh critic of yourself, and I find that that's one of the things that I've really learned from Roger. I think that he's a master at that, at self-editing and knowing when something has potential and can grow into a really strong idea, and when it needs to be scrapped, and it's not going to get there.
can you go deeper with some examples of this?